Hello. Thank you for tuning into another episode of Take 10 on Tuesdays with the Tennessee Tribune. I'm Jason Luntz. Today I invited a great friend of mine and a great businessman. He has some really good stuff that I want him to share today with you. I'm with Mike McPherson of Evolution Team Apparel. How you doing, man?
I'm good. Good to see you, Jason.
Yeah, man. Thanks a lot. I appreciate you coming with your busy schedule. I know you got a lot going on, so we're going to just jump right in.
Most definitely.
Now, first, we're going to just start from the beginning. What exactly does Evolution Team Apparel do?
Evolution Team Apparel specializes in custom athletic apparel for football, baseball, basketball, volleyball, any type of sports program.
Okay.
In addition to that, we also offer corporate apparel for businesses, corporations, churches, any type of organization that would use like polos or T-shirts, custom hats, embroidery. Any of those services we can provide.
Okay, so companies can order it, but your major business is actually athletics?
Yes, major business is athletic apparel.
Now, it seems like athletics is growing. I know when we were kids, we used to have our little league teams and Pop Warner, but it seems like I see a lot of teams for adults now, like kickball and softball and things.
Yeah, I mean, it's a growing market, especially with youth athletics. With the rise of TV shows like Friday Night Lights, things like that. Youth sports is booming. Mm-hmm. I have programs that have 300 to 400 kids in one program from ages of 6 all the way up until 13, 14 years old.
It's a lot of apparel.
Yeah, it's a lot. I mean, it's a lot of apparel, but the thing is that the teams, they want to look like college and NFL teams, so they come to us to achieve those looks. I tell people, whatever you can imagine, I can make it.
Okay.
So, everything is custom from top to bottom. We don't do anything stock. Everything is, we get the vision from the customer, what it is they're looking for, and we take that vision and we put it into actual uniforms, based on what it is they need.
So, if I had a softball team with my friends and we wanted to get some apparel, can you just tell us a little bit about the process?
Yeah, I mean, the process is pretty simple. What someone does is they'll go to our website and we have a mock-up request section.
Okay.
They'll fill out the mock-up request. That'll come into our sales email. We'll respond to it and get their logo. Once we get the logo, within 2 to 3 business days, we provide them with a mock-up. We'll do edits to the mock-up until it gets to where they want it. Okay. Once that process is finished, you can submit your order forms online. You can submit your order forms to us through email. Okay. We'll provide you with the invoice. We take payment. Your order goes into production. Within about 3 to 5 weeks, depending on how big the order is, you'll have your order in, and we'll be ready to deliver it.
Wow. Okay, that sounds pretty easy.
Yeah.
Now, is this something we're seeing a growth just in Nashville or Tennessee, or is this across the country?
It's really across the country. I mean, what's crazy is being a Nashville-based business, the majority of my business is not in Nashville.
Really?
Yeah. With social media, internet, Facebook, Instagram, it opens you up to the world, basically. So I have clients in all 50 states, but the majority of my clientele is actually out of Atlanta, Georgia.
Okay.
They have a huge youth sports market. I have a pretty nice share of the market here in Nashville myself, but with those social media channels and through word of mouth, when you start working with teams and they have a good experience, they tell other people about you. So I would probably say Georgia, Louisiana, and then Tennessee are probably like my top 3 markets.
Now, are you does it happen with a particular entire league of teams starts to use you, or can each team use their own personal design?
It's different. Different markets have different ways of doing this. So in Tennessee, the entire league will order.
Okay.
There's one person that orders for the entire league. In states like Georgia and Louisiana, individual coaches can come in and they can order for their own group of players.
Okay.
But what usually happens is one year I'll deal with one coach, and then the park director will see what we did, and then they'll try to get all the teams in the park to order from us. So that happened with a few teams this year. I did, services for 2 teams last year, and now I think every team but one of their teams order from us this year.
Wow.
So it's we can get orders anywhere from 12 uniforms up to some of our large orders are like 350 uniforms in one order. Yeah, it is.
Man, wow. And I was also wondering, what about schools? Do universities or high schools, middle schools use you, or they have their own process?
Here in Tennessee, it's a little different because the way we do business, we don't do an invoicing system.
Okay.
A lot of schools in Tennessee, if they're private schools, you have to do an invoice system. So a lot of our high schools we work with are out of Texas and California.
Okay.
Because they don't do an invoicing where you have 30, 60, 90 days to pay. Okay. They can pay a deposit and then they can pay the balance when the uniforms ship, which is how we do business. So, the high school and middle school market is growing. Our second biggest market is actually semi-pro football. So,
Semi-pro football.
Yeah, so football is now, I didn't even realize it when we started the business, but football is an all year round sport. So,
now it is.
Yeah, so you go from summer to, you got fall football, then you have spring, then you have summer. The only time there's a break is really like December, January, February.
That's right, yeah.
Then after February, it kicks back up, and you start getting, some semi-pro teams and things like that. And then some leagues even now have spring and summer leagues for Little League. So I have a team now who I'm working with. They're going to order 900 uniforms for their spring league.
For the whole league?
Yeah. So they'll be ordering 900 uniforms probably for their spring league. So it's, it's great. And then basketball and baseball and all these other, pieces are starting to kind of come together because our primary focus had been football, but now basketball and baseball are starting to pick up. I've gotten some clients in those areas, and they've had good experiences, so it's working well.
That's great. Now, earlier you had mentioned Facebook and Instagram.
Right.
And one thing I observed about your business is you're really doing well. Your Instagram, but particularly your Facebook, and a lot of people who watch this either own business or have nonprofits or have events, and people are always wondering how can they get Facebook or more engagement on Facebook.
Right.
So I was wondering if you could just share a little bit about how you've been using Facebook to grow your business.
Yeah, excellent, man. Basically, I think Instagram is great because it's a free tool.
Yes.
It doesn't cost you anything, right? And you build fans and followers, and you have a certain level of engagement through Instagram. But for the purposes of advertising services, Facebook is still, in my opinion, the best avenue or social media channel to do that. With Facebook, the advantage is that you can really drill down your core audience based on different analytics that you select. So with Facebook, when I first started, and I think I showed you this, I just showed you this before we started having this conversation. Back in April is when I did my first paid Facebook post. Now, I've had my Facebook page up since 2014.
Okay.
So from 2014 to April 2016, we accumulated about 450 likes on our Facebook page.
450 likes organically.
Right,
okay.
organically,
Sounds
right?
about right.
Yeah, so April, we did our first boosted post, and we spent $120 on that post. Okay, so with that $120, we had an overall engagement. I think when we looked at it, it was around 3,000, 3,000 people engaged that particular ad. What I learned from those first few ads, I did like 120, then I did a couple of $30 ads. What I was doing was really drilling down my audience. So first, when we did it in like the southeastern states, so I focused on Georgia, Alabama, Florida, Arkansas, kind of the southeastern corner of the United States, because that's where the majority of my business was coming from at that time.
Yeah.
So, I kind of did it wide open from ages 25 to 65, men and women. And what I did was I reviewed my analytics from Facebook, and I saw that the majority of my clicks were from men of the ages of 26 to 54. I had 98% men like the post and share the post. 2% were women. And then I looked at the criteria for which they were coming from. I put just different search categories. Like in Facebook, when you go in and you type in your own analytics, it'll ask you, you can type in, like I type in football, and then there'll be, let's say, 10 topics under football.
Yeah.
You say coaches, American Football Association, so on and so forth. So I go in, select those criteria, and that's how you kind of build your audience.
Okay.
Once you see what you're getting as far as the response, then when you do your next post, you can go in and create another audience that's really drilled down to those core criteria of who was liking your post, who's sharing your post, who's commenting, so on and so forth. So I really got it down now to where I can spend $10 and get about 2,000 post engagements on Facebook.
And engagements are people liking it, sharing, or leaving a comment.
Right. Correct. We did the most successful boost that we did. So when you post to Facebook, you post an image or a video, there's always an option under a business to boost your post. So you click the boost post, and then that's where you go in and you type in your data. Now we have it drilled down to where I did a promotion back in May. We spent $178 on that promotion, and that $178 yielded about $8,000 in gross sales.
Wow.
Yeah. So
this is a thing that anybody, that has a marketing plan needs to include this.
Definitely. I mean, it's key to growing your business. You know, I mean, I came into this football season with a good head of steam from last year. But I think Facebook was really kind of icing on the cake.
Mm-hmm.
They kind of took it to the next level. And the one thing I tell people to be prepared for is when you start using Facebook to engage people, to be prepared to respond to people on Facebook.
Yes.
That's the big thing. It's like
Yes.
you don't want to do a boost and do all this grand marketing and advertising, and then you don't have any engagement with your customers.
Yes.
So as you do these posts, you need to be checking them daily to make sure that you're responding to inquiries on those posts, looking at the comments, making sure that you're responding to those comments, but also you're going to start getting messages through your Facebook, and you got to have to manage that. So you have emails coming in, you have phone calls, and now you have Facebook messages.
Just one more thing. Yeah, I do have to admit that, if somebody comments on one of your Facebook posts, and even on your Instagram, or applies to you on Twitter, the least you can do is please comment back. You just say thank you.
Right.
Because people on social media want to know that they've been heard.
Yeah, and I mean, especially when you're doing something with my business, for instance, there's a lot of people who have had horrible experiences with buying custom uniforms. There's a couple of teams I know of this year that have, one team lost, well, both teams, I'll put it like this, both teams lost over $10,000 ordering from a company that really wasn't even a real company.
Wow.
Or the company, did all this stuff, and they ended up taking their money and not providing the services to them.
Wow.
So for me, it's key that I respond to people doing a custom product, because they want to know that you're real, that they can rely on you, they can touch you, they can see your engagement with other people. We have a phone number people can call, they can talk to me directly. We have emails. I mean, so we try to touch every client. I give people referrals to our services. So it's just very important that you have that follow through. It's great to do the marketing and the advertising, but if you don't have the follow through, then it kind of falls flat, and then people will start saying, "Well, I contacted this company. It's been 3 days. I haven't heard anything."
Yes. Yeah. That's some great tips, man. Thanks for sharing that info.
Most definitely.
Now, how can people find you online? What is your Facebook, Instagram, and your website?
Our Facebook is Evolution Team Apparel at Facebook. Instagram is Evolution Team Apparel. So Evolution, EVOLUTION, Team Apparel. Then our website is evolutionteamapparel.com. We also run another business where we do custom accessories for groups, ties, bow ties, different accessories, and that's Windsor Neckwear. So that's windsorneckwear.com, Windsor like the Windsor knot. Then Windsor Neckwear on Instagram, and Windsor Neckwear on Facebook as well. That side of the business is tailored more towards professional groups who need ties, bow ties, different accessories like that for different men's groups and organizations.
My first bow tie actually was from your company.
Yeah.
I don't even know if I met you that day, but there was an event you guys were at, and I ended up getting one.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that was years ago.
Yeah, it's been a while. I remember that.
Lexus dealership.
Yeah, that was the when we were working with Alfred Everett from Black Enterprise Magazine.
Yes.
Yeah. So
that was
we
a good event.
we did the event at Lexus. It went over very well.
Yeah, that was really cool, man. I'm glad to see you still doing your thing. And before I let you go, I always have to ask my business owners. Nashville, it's city, it's blowing up.
Right.
How you feel about Nashville as a businessman, a business client? Even though I know a lot of your business everywhere else, but you are here. How do you feel about our city right now?
Well, I think Nashville is a great environment. Whether you're doing business on a local level or a local or let's say a level outside of your city through the internet, Nashville's a great place. It's very supportive. It's a lot of resources here with different groups, like you have the Entrepreneur Center downtown, and they really help people who are involved in like tech. So a lot of people I know who are involved in tech have great experiences through the EC. But then you have groups like the Winter Circle, which is a newer group, and that's really focused on engaging entrepreneurs, helping to kind of bridge those gaps from the startup phase and really helping businesses scale. So with different groups and organizations like that, I think Nashville is a great environment for startup companies, for new entrepreneurs, and even established entrepreneurs to get more information on how to, help scale their business and take it to the next level.
Yeah. Oh, man. That's great, man. Thanks a lot. Once again, I appreciate you coming by.
Most definitely.
I hope everyone out there heeds the advice. Facebook, you got to boost. You got to spend a couple dollars, but make sure when you do, you comment back and you actually check the analytics.
Right.
And, man, keep growing.
Thank you, man.
That was great.
No problem,
Appreciate
man.
you.
I appreciate you having me.
And once again, you've been tuning into Take 10 on Tuesday with the Tennessee Tribune. I'll see you next time.